Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese Metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to look at the Yijing outlook for the month of August. So this is according to the Chinese calendar, so it will be August 7th to September 6th, and it is the water monkey month. Now from an Yijing perspective, this particular month is associated with the hexagram number 7, which is the Army hexagram or the discipline hexagram, whichever card set you use. There may be different names, but it's always the same number, so it will be hexagram number 7. Now, if you remember last month, the hexagram was a hexagram number 6, and it was a conflict hexagram. And so this month is hexagram 7. This is the Army hexagram. So this is an indication that maybe conflicts and fights may intensify if you have not resolved them in the previous month. There's no right and wrong. It's just that, sometimes we need to fight to get to where we want to be and to get what we want. So if conflicts were not able to be resolved last month, even though you may have been in the right and you may have tried to resolve them, this month is a month where things can become even more contentious, right? So this is why this month of August, for many people, may feel even more unsettling. Doesn't mean it's a bad month, right? We all have ups and downs, but it may be a little bit more, instead of calming down, it may be even more unsettling until then, finally, things come to a resolution one way or another. So what you need to ensure in this month of August is that, especially with the people around you, you need to ensure that you're on the same page and you're walking into the same direction with the same goal. Chaos is all around us. We just need to turn on the news. We all know that. Chaos is all around us, and it could happen. It could upset our own lives. So even though things may be looking calm on the surface, under the surface, there's lingering danger. Again, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have a bad month. You just need to be a little bit more careful, tread carefully, right? And make sure that you are on the same page with the people around you. You don't want to start fights with everybody around you. Choose and pick your fights wisely. And what's important, especially if you're running a business, for example, look at internal risks. Are there conflicts that are brewing underneath the surface that you may not be aware of, or that you may have ignored in the previous months because you didn't have time, or you just didn't have the patience or the energy, or you just simply didn't realize that these conflicts were as serious as they actually are? So take a good look at what's happening in your organization if you are a business owner. That includes looking at your cash flow. Is there like a financial conflict? Like, is there a financial disconnect? Look at your cash flow, make sure that it's solid, and make sure that you minimize any potential risks that may be surfacing from the inside. And so once you actually check for that and you fix that, then the chaos outside is not that harmful to you anymore. Yeah. So just make sure that it's not, that your company is not sort of like an empty shell. It looks good from the outside, but actually internally, the cash flow is bad. People don't get along, the company culture doesn't really work. So have a look at that. Now, for everyone else, make sure that that you go in unison, that you go together, that you know what needs to be done. Try to follow orders, and by that I don't necessarily mean just blindly following orders, but like have discipline. If there's a rule in place, follow that rule. Yeah. And that goes legal rules, so that you avoid legal liabilities. Taxation rules, for example. Make sure that you play by the rules this month to avoid further chaos in your life. And also make sure that you're not just blindly and emotionally following everyone who just promises you a better life, or the grass is always greener on the other side. But actually, this month is a month where you need to realize that the grass is greener where you water it, not necessarily on the other side. It may just look nicer on the other side. So make sure that you have the discipline to follow through with things. This can also be in your personal life. If you have set yourself a goal, like maybe a weight loss goal, for example, if we're looking at this from a very, very basic perspective, have the discipline to follow things through. Yeah, if you've decided you go on a detox because maybe last month you discovered, okay, so health is not great. There's a conflict there between what you want your body to be and what it actually is like, what your health is actually like. This month, have the discipline to stick with it. Otherwise, health issues that are already there may get worse. Yeah, so you can translate this to any other aspect of your life. Just have the discipline to see things through. Make sure that if you do have a guru or a leader or a mentor you look up to, that this person has integrity. A lot of us, we are blinded by people who maybe have a lot of money or they look successful on the surface, but actually they're not. And so we follow these people just from a purely emotional level because we think they portray something that they are actually not. And that then often comes crashing down on us. And then we get very, very disappointed, disillusioned. So this is also one month where you need to examine, who are you following? Who is your mentor? Who is your idol? Who is a person you look up to? Are they really worth following? Only follow those leaders who bring benefit to everyone, who really have the best intentions for everyone in mind, right? Don't just follow for the sake of following. So this is sort of like the message, yeah. Make sure that you come from a place with integrity, and maybe be a little bit selfish, because you need to make sure that things are right for you, that you avoid conflict, that you have a certain discipline, and no matter whether other people try to persuade you or convince you to go another route, because that's where everyone goes, make sure that it actually fights, that it works for you. Now, it's also a month where you will see a lot of people around you, or maybe in the world itself, just standing up for freedom. Yeah, they suddenly find that they have the energy and the willpower to fight for what is right. So releasing yourself from things that constrain you and that don't work for you any longer. So again, this can be on a personal level, let's say in a relationship, when you realize, okay, this relationship really is not working anymore for me. This is the month where you fight for what you really want. Or on a more global scale, you will see people rise up for what they think is right. So the fighting itself is not a problem in August. It's you need to examine why you fight. Yeah, do you just fight for the sake of a fight? Or do you fight because you blindly follow someone who promises you the stars from the sky? Or do you fight for something that is actually important to you? So this is what you need to examine this month. So again, it's not a bad month. It may sound a little bit scary because army, discipline, fighting, and so on. But, ultimately, if we don't fight for what we want, if we don't stand up for what we really truly want in our life, we will never get there. So this is the energy of the water monkey month. All right. So with that, I hope you do have a wonderful August. If you do have any questions, any comments, of course, you can always put them in the comment section below, or you can contact me directly. My email address is in the description to the video. If you would like to have a personal reading where we go a little bit more in depth into what this month actually brings for you specifically, I'm happy to do that. Just drop me an email and we can talk. And yeah, in the meantime, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with anybody who may be interested, and please subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right, all the best from Hong Kong. See you guys soon.